I let my neighbor use my Wi-Fi for just a week. Then he got mad when I changed the password. It was a Sunday when he knocked. I just moved in 2 months earlier, 3rd floor, decent place, nothing fancy but stable. The guy next door had only been there a week. I'd seen him in the hall once, hood up, carrying boxes. No small talk. No complaints. That morning, he knocked with this half-embarrassed look, holding his phone and a folded envelope. "Hey, sorry to bug you. I just moved in and the internet people pushed back my installation. Would you mind letting me hop on your Wi-Fi for a few days? I swear I'll only use it for emails and basic stuff." I hesitated. I don't love giving out passwords. But he looked normal enough. Late 20s, polite tone, smelled like cheap cologne and laundry detergent. So I gave him the guest network. Different from my main one. He smiled like I'd handed him a kidney. "Dude, thank you. Just until Friday. Promise." I didn't think about it again. Until Tuesday night. I was watching something on Netflix, and it just stopped. Buffering. Then black screen. Then that little spin circle that never goes away. I reset the app. Still nothing. Phone was slow too. Couldn't open Instagram. I ran a speed test. Numbers were crawling. First thought, maybe it's just my provider. Next day, same thing. I had to rejoin a Zoom call twice. Spotify kept cutting. Laptop said, weak signal, even though I was 6 feet from the router. I checked device list through my router admin panel. 4 unfamiliar devices were connected. One was named PS5. Another was Fire Stick Living Room. He was streaming. Gaming. Using my bandwidth like I was running a cyber cafe. I didn't say anything yet. Maybe it was still temporary. Friday came. No knock. "No. Thanks. No. I'm set now." I gave it the weekend. By Monday, I'd had enough. Netflix crashed twice. I had to switch to mobile data just to send an email. The TV wouldn't even connect. It was like trying to breathe through a straw. I changed the guest network password. Didn't message him. Didn't warn. Just flipped the switch. 5 hours later, knock on my door. I opened. There he was. Hoodie again. No smile. "Hey, did your internet go out or something?" I shook my head. "Nope. Just updated the password." His face shifted like I slapped him. "Oh. Okay. Wasn't expecting that." I didn't explain. Didn't owe him one. He stood there for a beat, then added, "I was literally in the middle of watching something." I nodded. Said nothing. "I mean, you could have at least let me know. Kinda messed up." I finally said, "It's my connection. You said a week." He exhaled sharply through his nose, like he was trying to keep it cool. "All right, man. Cool." Then turned and walked off. Didn't say thanks. Didn't ask nicely. Didn't even pretend to be chill. Just acted like I was the one being rude. That night, everything worked perfectly. My Zoom ran smooth. My shows didn't buffer. Even the Wi-Fi light on my router looked brighter. I didn't hear from him again. But the next morning, we passed in the hall. He didn't nod. Didn't say hi. Just kept walking like I was invisible. The thing is, it wasn't just silence. It was pointed silence. You know that look someone gives you when they pretend you're not there, but hold eye contact just long enough to let you know they are? That was him. First 2 days, fine. I didn't care. I wasn't expecting flowers. But a simple, appreciate it, would have gone a long way. Instead, he made me feel like I'd cut him off from something he was entitled to. Then the door started slamming. Not violently. Just sharp. Deliberate. He'd leave at 7:04 a.m. every day. Like clockwork. and right when he stepped out, bang! It echoed through the hallway like a judge slamming down a gavel. It shook my bathroom mirror once. Same thing when he got home. Bang! No pause. No hesitation. Like he wanted everyone on the third floor to know he'd arrived. The mail was next. Amazon packages, food delivery, grocery drop-offs, all stacked neatly in front of my door. Not his. Mine. Same delivery guy. I checked the labels. His name. His apartment number. But placed in front of mine, again and again. At first, I thought it was just a mix-up. By the third time, I knew it wasn't. So I stopped picking them up. Left them exactly where they landed. One box stayed there for 3 days. He eventually came to get it, looked straight into my peephole when he did, like he knew I was watching. Then came the music. Not loud enough to file a complaint. Just loud enough to feel intentional. Muffled bass through the wall. Always late at night. Always after midnight. Every time I thought it stopped, he'd restart the same beat 15 minutes later. I wasn't losing sleep. I wasn't angry. But I was paying attention. Because it wasn't about volume. It was about message. He wasn't talking to me. But he was still trying to get a reaction. And he almost got one when I came home to see a sticky note on the stairwell. Just above the mailboxes. Yellow paper. Black ink. Sharp handwriting. Some people forget what it means to be a decent neighbor. No name. No unit number. But I knew exactly who it was from. Nobody else on our floor had reason to write that. Nobody else had shared a password, then taken it back. That night, I sat in my apartment and thought. He used my internet. Burned through my bandwidth. Never said thank you. Then got mad when I cut him off. And now he was treating me like I was the problem. Like I'd broken the social contract. But I wasn't the one who pushed it too far. He was the one who assumed that access meant ownership. So I didn't respond. Not to the door slams. Not to the misplaced boxes. Not to the bass, the stairs, the silence. Because some people don't want resolution. They want attention. And I'd already given him too much of that. By week 3, the tension wasn't loud anymore. It was quiet, focused, calculated. I'd see him leaving for work, always glancing just past me like I was air. Coming back at night with his headphones in, pretending not to notice the shared hallway. We weren't neighbors anymore. We were opposing forces pretending not to orbit each other. But I stayed calm. No door slamming. No music. No revenge. Just distance. Then one morning, I opened my door and stepped directly into a sticky puddle of coffee. Brown splash. Lid half on. Cup knocked over right in front of my doormat. Some even sprayed up against the wall. It wasn't a huge mess. It wasn't subtle either. The label on the cup said his name. Because of course it did. He didn't even try to hide it. No note. No apology. Just silence, again. That night, I ordered a cheap motion-triggered hallway cam. Nothing special. No fancy brand. Just enough to catch a clip if something, accidental, happened again. Installed it in the corner, right above my door, angled slightly downward. Made sure the red light blinked clearly when recording. I didn't mention it. Didn't knock on his door. Didn't need to. 2 nights later, I heard his door open around 11:50 p.m. Didn't think much of it. Next morning, I checked the footage. There he was, standing by my door, holding what looked like a crumpled napkin. He leaned in, looked at the camera for half a second, froze, then immediately turned around and walked back into his apartment. Never dropped the napkin. Never came back. That was the moment it all stopped. The door slamming. The music. The packages by my door. Even the long stairs in the hallway. Gone. And it didn't feel like a win. It didn't feel like revenge. It felt like he finally realized he couldn't do it in the dark anymore. That blinking red light killed the game. Because the only power people like that have is silence, secrecy, and your refusal to call it what it is. He didn't want an audience. He wanted a target. And when the camera blinked, I wasn't one anymore. We haven't spoken since. But now, when we pass in the hall, he looks down. I don't.